and welcome. My name is Nancy Lang. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to use our Cricut Easy Press 2. This tool uses heat to adhere designs that are cut on a Cricut machine from heat transfer material onto different surfaces. In this video, we will do two sample projects, one with heat transfer vinyl and the other using infusible ink. There are different things to learn about each of these heat transfer materials. Heat transfer vinyl is the material we will be using first. You can adhere Cricut heat transfer vinyl to a variety of materials, including metal, paper, wood, and fabric, to name a few. We will be putting our vinyl onto a cotton t-shirt today. There are many types of iron-on vinyl Cricut materials, including mosaic, mesh, foil, sports flex, patterned, everyday, glitter, and holographic. We will be using glitter vinyl and holographic vinyl today. I will use a design I have designed in the design space, and I will be cutting it with the Maker 3. I have attached all the parts in each of the colors so that I have 3 colors representing each material to be cut on separate mats. I could just measure the design to determine its size on a shirt. However, we have a template in Design Space that can be used to give us a better idea of how the image will look on our shirt. I click on the templates on the left side of Design Space and type in shirt. It shows different types of shirts. I pick scoop neck t-shirt. This template will appear in Design Space under my design. The template will not print or cut. It is useful as a visual guide to determine how large or small to make your design. I select everything in my design in order to enlarge the whole design. Again, we are choosing to print with mats. Now, we see a number 1 mat, number 2 mat, and number 3 mat. When adhering vinyl designs on shirts or other materials, it is important to mirror our image. We are going to turn the mirror button to green. I'm doing this for each of my mats. I end up with mat 3 highlighted. Remember, the mat that is highlighted is the one that will cut when you hit continue. In this case, it is the mat for my little glitter purple book. When I choose Make It, I'm asked to pick the material again. For mat 3, the little book, I will be picking glitter iron-on. I'm clicking the little star at the end of the line to add this to my favorites. We are ready to print. Make sure you're putting the mat with the right material in the Cricut 3. I have attached my purple glitter heat transfer vinyl to the mat with the glitter side down and the white backing up. Now I'm loading it to cut it on the machine. Weeding iron-on vinyl has a different feel than weeding paper. It feels stickier. Remember, it's important to weed slowly and carefully. Going too fast can cause mistakes. I'm speeding this process up 20 times just for this video. In this case, I accidentally cut away part of the bottom of the book as I was removing the extra material. I did attempt to put the piece back onto the sticky clear part. This is an example of how you can damage your design by going too fast. Some pieces can be quite tiny and need a lot of work to be able to see and remove what needs to be removed, and then what needs to be left. The next mat is the text part of my design. I'm doing this in orange red glitter heat transfer vinyl. Sometimes it's hard to get the material to stick to the mat. In these cases, you can use tape to secure the material to the mat. My dragon design had lots of little pieces and parts, so it took quite a while to make sure it was reeded properly. I used holographic heat transfer vinyl for the dragon. It's lots of fun. To prepare the shirt, I'm folding my cotton shirt in half and using my mat and my heated heat press, to press down and make a line in the middle of the shirt. I'm using the heat press much like an iron here. We also have some helpful plastic guides for different types of shirts. This one is for an adult t-shirt. We next need to set the heat press for the type of material we will be using. You can go to help.cricut.com for all kinds of tips and instructions. Once you're there, you can choose the tool you will be using. In this case, it is the Cricut EasyPress 2. You can also check out all of the other help guides for the machines that you'll be using here. There are several articles to choose from that will help you prepare and use the Cricut EasyPress 2. If you click on See All Articles, you can go to How to Adjust the Cricut EasyPress Temperature and find Cricut EasyPress Recommended Settings. You can also search for the Cricut EasyPress heat settings in the top search bar. The heat guide allows you to put in the type of material you are using. In this case, glitter iron-on. And the base material, which is cotton t-shirt, and then hit Apply. The next page tells us that the EasyPress needs to be set at 330 degrees for glitter iron-on vinyl and held for 30 seconds. It recommends light pressing and also heating the back of the shirt for 15 seconds after applying heat to the front. The liner should be cool to the touch before peeling it away. We have several printed guides here in the makerspace that show us these same settings for glitter and holographic heat transfer vinyl. Okay, push the power button to turn on the heat press. Notice the temperature flashing. Touch the temperature button. We can set the temperature hotter or cooler with the minus or plus buttons. We are setting it at 330 degrees. Touch the clock or timer button to set the recommended press time. We need 30 seconds first. The Cricut button, the little C emblem, will show red until it's hot enough, and green when it has reached the set temperature. Now we can get the shirt ready. I'm sticking all the parts from my 3 mats onto the largest sheets, arranging them the way I want my design to be in the finished design. Next, I'll make sure the shirt is on the mat, and the mat area where my design is going is also on the mat. I can use the plastic guide for adult t-shirt and the line that I made by folding and ironing my shirt as guides to help me place my design. The green light is on my EasyPress, so it's time to preheat the front and the back of my shirt. The green Cricut C on my EasyPress machine is ready at 330 degrees. I will use it to gently press heat on the front of my shirt and then the back of my shirt so that the shirt is warm and ready for the design. To help me place the design, I can bend the transfer material in order to find the middle so that I can use it to line up the design. It is possible to readjust where you are placing the design before you heat the design on the shirt. When you have the design where you want it, the letters should not be mirrored. The sticky side should be on the shirt. Make sure there is nothing extra stuck to the sticky material. Then flatten the transfer material down onto the shirt. This is a good time to check to make sure the design is the way you want it to be. I didn't notice the little piece of the book had shifted away at the bottom. Our Easy Press button is green and at a nice even 330 degrees across the whole surface. I'm going to press the timer and the counter starts as I lightly press down. With vinyl, you can move the Easy Press around gently in order to ensure the entire design is heated. Again, this is at 20 times the speed. The settings recommend a cool peel, which means the material should be cool to the touch before removing the clear transfer material. Remember, start from the corner and peeling down to make sure everything is adhered to the shirt. You can recover and reheat the vinyl if parts did not adhere properly. However, never use an iron or Easy Press directly onto the vinyl without a material such as butcher paper or the used heat transfer sheet between the Easy Press and the material. It looks like it glued on nicely. It would be hard for me to repair the broken piece of the book at this point, and I'm choosing to leave it as a reminder to me to always check my design before I use the heat press and to weed slowly and carefully. In the crafting world, a flaw in the design is also a signature that has been handcrafted versus machine made. Overall, I'm happy with the design. I really like the way the holographic dragon changes colors with different light. It is recommended that you wash your vinyl adhered shirts inside out. At some point, the vinyl may detach and come loose. However, they should last for around 50 washes. For the next project, we will be using infusible ink sheets on a t-shirt, a light t-shirt. Infusible ink works best on white or light colored material that is at least 95% polyester. I can still make the line at my ironing, but it's a little harder to see. It is recommended that with both t-shirts, polyester and cotton, it's a good idea to run a piece of tape or a lint brush across the surface to remove any little bits that might get in the way of the design. This is especially important with infusible ink, so I'm using duct tape since I don't have a lint brush with me today. Another difference with infusible ink is that you need to put a piece of cardstock paper just under the top layer of the shirt you will be working on so that the ink does not bleed through onto the back of the shirt. It is recommended that you wear gloves when working with infusible ink sheets. The ink is very sensitive to the oils on our skin. Your design can be messed up if you don't wear gloves. The infusible ink sheets also come with a protective wrapper. It's good to put the unused ink sheets back in the wrapper once you've chosen which sheet you're going to use. With infusible ink sheets, the ink side of the sheet are placed facing up with the shiny side down on the mat. The color of the ink is not as bright as it will become after it is heated. With the ink side up, you will press down and adhere it to the mat. Now let's cut our design. I have cut away the part I'm using and put the rest away. Infusible ink weeding feels much different than weeding other materials. I've left the sound on so you can hear the kind of crackling sound it makes as you bend it to release the material from the vacuum. Here we go, speeding up the weeding 20 times the normal speed. I am being very careful this time not to cut away part of the design. This is also a very detailed design and requires paying close attention to make sure I don't tear off or remove any important parts. Here's my design. Maker's gonna make. Unlike vinyl, it is very important to make sure your design does not move at all while being heated. I'm using a Cricut material called heat-resistant tape to tape it down to help it stay secure in place. I have placed my image so that I can read it. A piece of paper comes with your infusible ink sheets, and it's reusable. You place it on top of your infusible ink design. I've set my Cricut Easy Press, and the green light is on. This time I will not be moving the Easy Press at all. I'm holding it very still for the time required, because moving it could make the ink smear. It is good to make designs that fit inside the Easy Press for this reason. As with our vinyl, infusible ink sheets are cool peel. When the infusible ink sheet is cool to the touch, you can peel the sheet away. I like it. See how the ink has been transferred from my design sheet to the shirt? It has now become part of the shirt. This image will last for the life of the shirt, with no fading, no flaking, no peeling. Let's take a closer look. If you look closely, the ink is not sitting on top of the shirt. It has infused into the material. Take a look at the vinyl, where the material sits on top of the shirt. I like the look of the sparkle vinyl and the holographic vinyl, even if little bits may eventually become detached over 50 washes. And there's my signature mistake to remind me to go slow and easy when weeding and pay close attention before I heat my design to the material. Overall, I'm pleased with how the shirts came out. I hope you have lots of fun using our Easy Press 2 with infusible ink and heat transfer vinyl. Thanks for watching.